Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video of the video tutorial series on 3ds Max. So just like the previous video, I talked about how I was going to go into detail on some of the tools and commands on 3ds Max that might be a bit confusing to the beginner. What I found was a bit confusing at the start was Clone Tool. I found that to be a bit confusing as it wasn't like any other software that I've previously used before. I felt it was completely new to me and I was basically in the deeps where I had no idea how to use it. So this tutorial is just going to show you how to use it and the different types of varieties that you can use on this clone tool, as there's 3 different options. So let's go ahead and get a start to it. I've just opened a fresh 3ds Max page, nothing on it, just plain and simple, just a perspective view. I'm just going to open up here to maximize my view, make sure that's all ready, and default shading on, make sure my edges faces is on, which is either the F4, which I talked about in the last video, but just so that's on for now so I can get a better look at it. So for this, let's make a quick shape. So we will make a box, for instance. It doesn't matter what you use, this relates to all types of geometry, all types of designs, all types of customizations you do on 3ds Max. This works for anything. Just for this instance, I'm going to show you how it works with a box. So let's make a quick box, doesn't matter what size, just something quick to show you. Alright, so we have our box there, as you can see. If we go onto that box, click on that in the modify tool, it will come up with the length, width, height, everything. Length segments, width segments, height segments, everything you need to customize it. So let's go 3 by 3 by 3, just so it's all equal, everything's perfect. We're going to make it 25, 25, 25. Everything's the exact same. So once we've done that, I'm going to click escape, make sure it's all clicked on. Then we're going to go edit, and then clone. Again, you can see the shortcut next to it, Control V. Click on that. And then here you go. So this will copy your exact geometry that you have on your screen or your shape that you've made, and this will change it onto your layers. So as you can see, it says box 2. That's what it's going to be changed in your layers. So just click cancel for now, because I want to have our layers component show again. So as you can see here, if you remember from the last video, toggle layer explorer, click on that, and there you go, there it is. So as you can see, our box is right there. We're going to press escape again just to make sure nothing's clicked, and then click on that again. The box then shows up on the right. Edit, again, clone or Control V, click on that. So here, as you can see here, as I spoke about, in your clone options, you have 3 different choices you can choose from. Copy, which identically copies your geometry or shape directly across, has no relationship towards your previous object. That's it. It's its own complete object. You can do whatever you want to it. You can change parameters, segments, anything you like. It's its own shape. Instance copies it exactly the same. The exact same object will be copied across, and the same length, width, height, segments, everything will copy and be changed at the same time. So if you change one box, it will change the other. Reference is a bit of a similar command to both of them, and it works nearly exactly the same as copy an instance. It's basically a similar feature to both. It's a mix of both. So let's just go copy for this. As you can see, it's made our second box in our layers component here. If you just want to click on either select and move or W, and you want to move that box across, as you can see, it has created the exact same object straight across. Nothing special, it literally just copy and pasted it across. That's what clone copy does. If I go to change this, even if I go 30, this will change on its own, this won't change the other box. So change that back to 25, and we'll show you again in the next step. If we just go here, we go V again, sorry, Control V again. This will bring up the clone options. So let's go instance this time. We can change this to instance for this, and we'll go copy it. So now I'm going to drag that box across. I'm going to change the color so people are familiar with what I've changed. Okay, so now this was the copy. This was the generic first family model, and this here is the instance model. So if we click on this, and I go to 30, the original model will change directly as the other model. Anything you change, it will change. So if I go to change the width to 50, that will change. If I go to change the height to 50, that will change. Everything will change no matter what. If that is copied as an instance, this will change directly with the other family that you've created or the other object that you've created, no matter what, it's always going to be the same. This is ideal if you're doing something on a larger scale which you need to change multiple items at the same time or multiple objects. So this is great as you can quickly change all the shapes and sizes in one instance instead of having to copy it, change one, and then do it again. This is a great way to do that. So for the last one, let's do reference. So we'll click on that again. We'll go Control V and then reference. Again, does the same again, gives you the options. I'm going to drag that across, then across again. I'm going to change the color to this, and there you go. I'm going to click on that, and that's just a reference. You cannot change the parameters, but in here, if you change it, they will all change. You can't customize that specific box, but if you wanted to customize the original item which you have copied across as a reference, that will change that. So again, I can't change anything on this. This is just a reference model. This cannot be changed. This cannot be edited in the parameter, but it can be changed from the original object that you've copied across. So again, 50, everything changes. Height, everything changes. So they're all very similar in comparison. Copy literally just copies it across on its own object, and it's on its own layer. Everything's on its own. You can change it. You have all the freedom in customizing it, but it's the same shape as the previous object. Instance copies the same object across, but then has the same characteristics and same parameters as the other one, and once you do change it, they're both the same, so it's linked together. And then reference is exactly the same as the object you've copied, but you cannot change it in the parameters. You can only change it from its home base family which you copied it from, and it works on that as basically as a model just to look at and how it'll look in the end, really. So this video just goes through the clone command. It might be a bit difficult at the start to understand it, but hopefully after this tutorial you can get a better understanding of how that works. I found it a bit difficult at the start to get a good understanding of the clone command, but after I've seen a few tutorials and I've learnt over time, this really helped me get an understanding. So I hope this helped for you. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.